Hello everyone, good evening. How y'all doing today? This is Yusuf Chowdhury once again tuning in live from San Antonio, Texas. It is 9:01 p.m. Central Time. Just give me a second here. Let me just go ahead and share this. I hope y'all can hear me clearly with this. All right. So let's talk about tonight on the subject of how to optimize your website for mobile SEO. Okay. So when it comes to mobile, we do have to understand, or you have to understand, that the mobile SEO is not the same thing as the SEO or the SEO technology on the desktop or laptop. Understand that first, okay? So the mobile SEO or the SEO implementation on the mobile, it is not exactly the same as the laptop or the desktop. So there's some minor or some differences, and I'm going to talk about those differences. Okay. The content is significantly important for both. What I mean by that, the content is the same, so whether you're going to apply it on the website itself, it is going to reflect on the laptop or desktop and also the mobile the same way. Okay, that means it's very important to still utilize content when it comes to organic search and whatnot. Shooting the Dark SA, what's up, Yusuf? I'm doing good. How you, man? Thank you for tuning in. So tonight we're talking about how to optimize your website for mobile SEO. I was saying in the beginning that there is a difference, that the mobile SEO is not the same thing as the laptop or desktop SEO. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is that the content can be, the concept of content can be applied on both, and it's very important on both. The user experience also important on the mobile device, the laptop, and the desktop. Okay, and kind of looks like a daycare there. Yeah, man. You never know. Yeah, that's good. That's a daycare for business. I like it. So, the user experience and the performance of the website on the laptop or desktop and the mobile devices are very, very important. Okay, so those are still the same. The difference is that the mobile, it's mainly local based. So the searches of the mobile, it's geared toward locality. So sometimes what happens is you're checking your business, you're looking for competitors. Sometimes you'll notice that your website shows up on the desktop, different, a little bit different than how it shows up on the mobile device. Why? Because the mobile device is local based. It is based on your IP address, based on your geolocation. So the result that you're going to get, it might be a little bit different. So trying to take that into consideration. Okay, that's the one thing. The other thing is that right nowadays, I believe more searches are done from mobile devices. So if that's the case, then that means when it comes to web design, you really have to think about mobile first. Okay, and there is a way that the way you build a website, if you want to make it look a little bit different, you have to implement the CSS script. So you can use the CSS language to let certain things show differently on the desktop versus the mobile device. Is Adobe Dreamweaver dead? No, they're still around, believe it or not. They're still around. Okay, so understand that the mobile search is, it's going up, which also means that you have to understand that if you are going to build a website, I want to make sure that I'm also thinking about mobile, okay, because of the usability factors and the functionality. So there's a technology from Google. We call it the mobile first index, right? Or think mobile first. So the good news is this: if you have a self-hosted WordPress self-hosted website that mostly comes with responsive web design, you're lucky because you don't have to build two websites. Because back in the day, a couple of years ago, I would say more than 7, 5, 6 years ago, even 8 years ago, people used to build two versions of the website, one for the mobile and one for the desktop. The issue with that, if you want to update content, you have to do it twice. So it's best to stick with the responsive based design, because that way the technology behind responsive, that the whole design basically fits and shrinks on the mobile device. So one of the mistakes that some businesses do, that when they build the website for the desktop or laptop, just because it's responsive, they don't pay attention that how it should be functional on the mobile. So if you do build it for the desktop, make sure you also check and see how it looks on the mobile device. And I'm going to share in a few minutes some of the techniques on what you need to focus on when it comes to designing the website for the mobile. Adobe is amazing though. Adobe still is awesome, believe it or not. I mean, the company is humongous and huge, and it's so super successful. A lot of their Adobe suite right now comes with so many amazing stuff. I mean, a couple of years ago when I attended their seminar, they were talking about how you can put the design in Illustrator or Photoshop, and once you done with the design, you can get an HTML version of that design. So that way it can actually help our developer to basically be faster and efficient in terms of recoding everything from the design, right? So it's a really powerful company. And they also, I believe, bought Magenta. I think they bought Magenta, and they also bought Mercado, which is another company. Double check on the Magenta. I'm not sure if they did buy it or not, but I know for Mercado, which is another marketing company that they acquired. So it has to be responsive, okay? And if you do want to make things differently, like you want to make a few things that doesn't, like for example, the phones and the website that has a phone. When somebody views the website on the mobile device, you got to make sure that the phone is clickable, right? But you don't want the same functionality to happen on the desktop. You know what I mean? So you have to use CSS script or language to disable that on the desktop and not, and make it workable on the mobile device. Okay. The technical SEO is still the same. Whatever technical SEO on the back end that you apply, it reflects on the mobile devices as well, right? But there are a few things you have to take into consideration. One of the reasons that I say when you write a meta tag description for your pages, I recommend it should not be more than 160 characters, right? Because if you add more than that, even on the mobile device, you might get the cutoff. You know what I mean? So the technical on-page SEO is still the same. When I say the technical SEO, I'm talking about the page title or the title tag, the meta tag descriptions, the H1 header, the content itself that has the phrases and the terminologies that your audience are looking for, the images and the alternative text on the images, the URL and the keywords, the relevant keywords on the URL, and of course the speed of the website is super important when it comes to the mobile device, right? Even if you use Google Speed Insight, the issue with the Google Speed Insight, and this is something Shannon a couple of days ago brought it up, is not that accurate, okay? And the other issue with that tool is that it doesn't give you the load time of the backend stuff. So if you do want to utilize speed tools, I recommend that, yes, go ahead and use the Google Speed Page Insight, but also use GTmetrix or webpagetest.org. Okay. All right. So these are some of the points when it comes to how to optimize the website for the mobile. Just make sure first that your website is mobile friendly. There's a tool for that. If you just go to Google and type mobile friendly, there's a tool that is free. You can just plug in your website and it will tell you if it's super friendly. If there are any sort of codes that's blocking the JavaScript and whatnot, it will let you know. Okay. So that's one of the tips in order to optimize your site for mobile device. The second thing is, do not use a pop-up on the mobile. So let's say on the desktop, you do have a pop-up after like 20 seconds. A pop-up comes up to capture leads. Don't do it right away. Do it like after 20 seconds, 5 or 10 or 20 or 15, but not right away. So I recommend that you don't use the same pop-up on the mobile device, because it makes the experience really a little bit frustrating. Even if you do it, make sure that it's very easy for the user to click on a big X, right? But our recommendation is, depends on your business, if you have to or not, don't use it. But if you do, make sure there's a big X that is easy for the user to click quickly and not have a hard time to find it, right? So we don't recommend using a pop-up on a mobile device. So you can have the pop-up on the desktop, but you can disable it on the mobile. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, you have to use the schema markup script. So if you go to schema.org, it will show you all the coding that is needed for the desktop or the laptop, and also for the mobile device. So if you're not a programmer or developer, maybe you can install a WordPress plugin to help you with that. Okay. So one of the optimization techniques, so that's 3. So the number 4 is the size. Okay, size really matter. So what I mean by that, the font is not too small. Okay, make sure the font is a little bit bigger and it's darker, it's easy to read, and try to remove any kind of distraction, because I've seen some of these websites where when you go from your mobile devices and you see these so-called social media floating buttons on the side and on the top, and you're having a hard time to close it or to go to the menu, or what we call the burger, like the burger tab. You click on it and it opens up more menus. So make sure the size, I recommend 14 to 16-inch font size, and also the distance between call to action or between paragraph or lines. Make sure they fit and they're properly put in place. Okay, and make sure that especially the phone, make sure the phone is clickable. You don't want them to write the phone number somewhere else and type it again. So make sure the phone is clickable. So the first thing is what? Make sure the website is mobile friendly, so you can use a mobile friendly tool for that. And number 2, do not use a pop-up. Number 3, use a schema markup tags. And number 4, look for the clicking of the sizes of the font. And number 5, the distance between the clicks. So if you have a call to actions or different areas of things that needs to be clicked on the pages, make sure there's a proper distance. Number 6, make sure that the phone is clickable. Okay, and you can disable it on the desktop or laptop using the CSS codes. And if you don't know that much of a code, you can also add a plugin called CSS Hero, and it will teach you a little bit of coding to make those changes. Okay, so check out CSS Hero plugin for WordPress. Okay, as I mentioned, so that was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, schema, 4, size, 5, distance of click. Number 6, make the font clickable. Number 7, use CSS to disable the font on the desktop. And number 8, we talked about the font size. Oh, and the color. Number 9, the color. Make sure the color is not too light and gray that nobody can even read it. You need, like, again, a microscope to read it. Make it darker or dark, black, dark, easy to read. Okay. Number 10, do not use slides. Okay, do not use slides. If you are going to use a slider, actually all the new websites nowadays should not use slides anyway, because the problem with the slide on the desktop, if you view the website on the mobile device, it basically shrinks, and it's very hard for you to kind of click the next and whatnot because of the small dots and whatnot. So remove slides. Okay, and 11, of course, the speed. So you have to use the GT metrics and the Google Speed, page speed insights, or web page test.org, because speed is a factor in ranking. Sarkar, what's going on? I'm doing good. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so these are some of the tips on how to make your website a mobile SEO friendly. Okay, now I have a few tips on how to speed up the website on the mobile device. The first thing is you have to have an awesome hosting company. So I recommend, for example, WP Engine or Get Flywheel, SiteGround. There's also Liquid Web and DigitalOcean. But for the price, for the affordability, I would go with the SiteGround. So make sure you have an amazing hosting company, because that really, really matters. Number 2, do not add too many plugins. Sometimes I recommend not more than 10 plugins, right? And even if you have like 10 plugins, these are like essentials and necessary. Don't put any plugin that has no essential use for it. You know what I mean? Number 3, optimize images before you load them. Make sure the file size of the images are like within less than 500 kilobyte and not more than 1 megabyte. So if you optimize them before you upload them, or you can optimize them specifically for mobile devices, that will also speed up the site. GoDaddy, I recommend GoDaddy just for the domain name. I'm not saying it's not bad. I mean, in my experience, I would say half of my clients keep having issues with their hosting, but the other half, they're totally fine with it, right? But I still recommend SiteGround because their customer support is super excellent, especially when it comes to like WordPress. Okay, as I mentioned, to speed up the site on the mobile device, make sure you have an awesome hosting service provider, and make sure you optimize not too many plugins on the website, and make sure you optimize the images before you upload it, like around 500 kilobyte or 200 kilobyte with high quality. And make sure that you use again, don't use the slides, as I mentioned that. And you can use caching system or caching plugin. And number four, you can also use CDN, which stands for Content Delivery Network. I would say Cloudflare. You can try with the Cloudflare because they have a free service, and if you want to pay, you can use that as well. So use Cloudflare CDN services to speed up the site for the mobile device. Shooting the dark, I say yes, I do. I do teach classes, I do training, I do mentorship. I do have a private session with one-on-one clients or in a group sessions. So yes, I do that too. Okay, those are paid, but for non-paid, I just do the meetup every month. I try to do like 10 workshop and one seminar, and sometimes I go and give classes at the local universities right here, like the Incarnate, UTSA, and Our Lady of the Lake. So yes. The other important thing when it comes to mobile device or optimizing also for the mobile, there's something a few years ago that was becoming very popular, a technology called the AMP, which stands for Accelerated Mobile Page. So what it basically does, once you add this code, it basically makes your website faster on the mobile device, but the problem is you're going to lose the user experience or the design, because it basically strips all your design and makes it look like so simple and kind of like really lame, right? So that is the issue with the ANP. I mean, it is mainly meant for like news sites, right? So if you're not into news business, I don't think. I mean, I used to recommend before. I noticed some of my clients were doing good, when some of them were not. When over the years, they were having some issues and they're tweaking it. I've noticed some of my clients' SEO was not doing good because of the AMP, so we have to disable it. And there are some clients, amazingly, when we add it, it is doing pretty good. So it depends. You just have to test it and see how it works. Okay. So, but I would recommend the AMP right now. So that's something like you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Now the other tip is that since the search on the mobile device is local based, that means when you optimize the content, you have to optimize it for locality. What I mean by that, if you're a yoga instructor, you have to put in the meta description and the title tag and within the content about San Antonio yoga classes or San Antonio yoga shop and whatnot, or clinic or gym. Makes sense? So everything has to be local based. Even with the content itself, you have to address it from a local point of view. The other thing, we'll call this NAP, which stands for number, address, and name, address, and phone. So you can use the local directories like Google My Business page, Yelp, Super Pages. That can actually also help with making sure that your website and all your business show up through the mobile devices by implementing the local directories or the citation. So for the citation, I will share with you in a few minutes. There is a company that put a list of niche-based directories, like for small businesses, and you can look at those directory listing and basically add your business information, so that can help you basically to be visible organically when somebody search for your business. Rob Sanders, what's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? Mucholas, how you doing? So let me show. And if you know how to use Moz, the moz.com/local. That's one of the ways for you to basically input your information, your business information. That can help you big time. Also, the review sites can also help with the mobile SEO. But when it comes to the citation, let me share with you this awesome website here. One second. Remind me later. I'm trying to update. So let me show you this. This website right here. Not this one. This one. Bright Local. It's a company that provides like local SEO services. So they put it's a 2-year-old, but it's still kind of relevant. Top local citation by business directory. Okay, so if you scroll down, when you go to Bright Local, just do a search for top local citation by business category, and you should see something like this, right? So when you scroll down, you can see all these niche-based categories. So let me give you an example. Like, if you're into photography, so you can click on it, and you can see all the directory for photography, right? Like yellow pages for photographers. Make sense? So it tells you the domain authority, which country. So some of them, make sure it's in the US. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. So just go with the free one. Okay. So this citation can definitely help you with mobile SEO because it will help it to be discovered when somebody search for you. It's not just with the website, because when you create this account, of course you have to input your website right there. Okay. So make sure you check this thing out, the top local citation by business category, or you can just use the moz.com /local. Okay. So, anywho, what's the citation? Basically, like, local directories. That's what the citation is. The whole idea behind citation, it's your name of the business, your NAP, that's name, address, and phone. So that's very, very important for when we call this local citation. So for example, Google My Business page can be considered a citation because you have your business information there. Okay. So some for the link that I showed you right now, the page, if you're a chiropractor, there's so many directory listing for chiropractors, for example, right? And with high authority level on the domain. But you can start with the moz.com /local, and if you want to go for something specific, then you can go to that link that I shared with you within your business and start putting information, which is your name, your address, and your phone number and whatnot. So these are some of the tips when it comes to how to optimize your website for mobile. That's it. That's all I wanted to share. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. Let me know. So yeah, it is 9:23 p.m. So Rob, did you get a chance to look at the top local citation by business directory? Did you get a chance to look at it? And by the way, how are you doing with the project? Are you writing all the material for your project, the about, the services we talked about, right? The about, services, contact is there, but the about and services, how to, why, and I'm sorry, why, how to, and how to get started, right? So let me know so we can start on your awesome project. All right. Anybody else has any question on how to optimize your website for mobile SEO? As I mentioned before, understand the mobile SEO is a little bit different. It's not the same as the desktop or laptop SEO. I sent you a couple of things working on the free gift. Okay, yeah, I saw the work document. I saw one of the short bio, and I believe I updated the navigation. I'm looking at your bio. Yeah, when it comes to the offer, think of something really, really cool, right? I'm thinking for the terms of, if I come to your website, why should I listen to you, or why should I seek lesson from you? So you have to put the reason, like why and how this is helpful to your audience and how it's done and how can they get started. And then the call to action, whether it's the lead capture or whatnot. You know what I mean? So yeah. So let me know. Yeah, yeah. I'm good. I'm glad that you shared the work documents. That's awesome. And if you want to revamp and optimize your content for the pages, I can refer you to another source so you can work within your budget to start optimizing a lot of this content to get a proper web copy for your audience. So one good reason, let's see, I sent you, okay, so one good reason, let me know. So anybody else has any question about how to optimize your website for mobile SEO? This is very, very important, folks. Very, very important. I hope you all wrote down these tips. Sorry, one good reason to choose me. Yeah. So one, yeah, one. This it could be one, it could be two, it could be three, but there has to be a reason why they need to choose you, right? So first of all, like you mentioned before, you have a specific audience you're targeting, so you have to address them. Like you're talking to them about them; they're more important than you, right? Then and how there's a solution with this training, and how this solution works, and why they should go with you, the reason, and how they can get started. So if we can set up the buyer's journey from that perspective, at least we can see how they're flowing, right? Then of course the additional pages like the blog and other stuff can be a secondary thing, but the most important thing is how to take the buyer's persona and have them go through the buyer's journey, right? It's like you're basically exactly telling them what they need to do. So yeah, I mean, keep sending this material. We'll look at it. I mean, I'm like I said, I give you some feedback. I made some update on the document that you sent, so that's good. So yeah, just keep doing it, man. Let's get this project going because I think it's gonna be super helpful for your audience, and we just gotta make sure that it's built properly. At the same time, everything should be optimized for the desktop and the mobile. We should also configure or focus heavily on the data, the analytics, and how to implement them strategically, right? Buyer's journey, that's good. Yeah, buyer's journey, because basically buyer's persona, which is your audience, and buyer's journey is like when they come to the website, what do you want them to do? You are taking them to a journey. They come to the website, they see the message that you're talking to them, and there's a call to action for them to get in. But if they're interested, they can click on the rest of the other areas for them to go through it. Then make another call to action to make them basically sign up. Make sense? So you have to give them that option. We got to keep it very super simple and very very nice. And based on that plan, then everything else when it comes to marketing will follow the same strategy, the same idea. Everything that we're pointing it back to the website has the same sort of theme in terms of how to convert them, right? And don't forget to look into the lead capture, whether it's MailChimp or MailerLite. Look at those. So I know MailerLite used to be free for up to like a 10,000, I'm not 10,000, up to like 1,000 subscribers, but I'm not sure if they made some changes on their services. So check out MailChimp, but also check out MailerLite, not MailerLite, Mailer like a mail, MailerLite with LITE, Mailer LITE.com. Yeah, it's super important to basically understand the buyer's journey to take the because when you have a clear idea exactly what you want them to do, then they have to follow through those steps without getting confused or getting lost. You know what I mean? So that's why your project has to be like so good, but at the same time very easy to navigate and get directed for your ideal audience on what they need to do. You know what I mean? So that's it, folks. Any more question about how to optimize your website for mobile devices? Let me know. And by the way, if y'all enjoyed this live streaming, do me a favor, tag some of your awesome business colleagues, invite them, or share. I would highly appreciate it. And if there's any topic you all want me to cover, leave it in the comment section, or just keep sending your questions. And I'll be back tomorrow at the same time around 9 p.m. Central Time. There's a possibility that I might not do live streaming from Friday till the 18th or the 19th. I gotta double check. I'm just gonna leave a note or an announcement that I'll probably be out for a few days. That's going to be on Friday, but for tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow for sure. All right, brother, take care, man. Keep in touch. Keep me updated with the project so we can start ASAP and finish it on a timely manner. Okay. All right, everyone. I'm going to wait for 1 more minute to see if anybody else has a question. All right, Rob. Thanks a lot, man. Okay, let's see here. Multitasking. Okay, it is 9:32. Okay, everyone. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being with me here tonight, for tuning in. I thank you so much. And if anybody has any more questions, leave it on the comment section below. If there's any other topic you want me to cover in online marketing, same thing. Leave it in the comment section. If you watched it as a replay, just type the word replay. All right. And I'll be back tomorrow around 9 p.m. Thank you. And don't forget to share this and invite your friends and tag them. Okay. Bye bye for now.